Well, when I went to work for Floriani, I had worked for them for about a year, and Walter said, hey, I want to make some software by embroiderers for embroiderers. So that's a great idea, because none of the major software brands are made by embroiderers. They're just made by CAD companies. We just tell them what to do and they do it. And he said, yeah. He says, I've got a company of guys that are programmers, but they're also commercial embroiderers. That's a great idea. So Walter started working on software, and he worked about a year and a half, right in there. And then, now everybody in my company, except me, comes from the commercial industry. They all made a living digitizing, they all made a living stitching out. I'm a home embroiderer. I was born and bred in this industry. So I really don't, even to this day, even after working with them for 5 years, I really don't understand how they think and why they do the things they do, because I'm playing golf. This is my hobby. This is just fun. So this is not anything about making a living for me. This is about having a good time with my machine and my hobby. So they brought me in and said, look at the software and see how you think your ladies will like it. Walt already knew he could sell it in the commercial industry. Well, I took one look at that stuff and I said, you're not going to sell a package to anybody I know. And Walt goes, why? This is great. And I go, what is all this stuff? And what are all those boxes? And he said, well, you've got full control. I said, okay, what's that? He says, well, that's a circle vortex tool. And I go, and what do I need that for? And he says, well, it's really nice. You put in the radius and you put in the depth. And I go, whoa, stop right there. I'm playing golf. I don't want to have to know all the settings to put into every box to make a tool work. What I want to do is when I want to do a circle, I want to click on something and it just makes me a nice digitized circle. That's what I want. And he says, yeah, but then you don't have full control. I said, I don't want full control. So I worked on it another 6 months. And what we ended up having is a program that has all the commercial features, but it's the easiest program to use on the market now because it's got all the ease of home use. So I will tell you, Floriani is the easiest software you will ever learn in the embroidery world. The first thing I want to tell you that's really important about our software that I think is you don't need a dongle to run it. There are no dongles involved in Floriani software. How many of you own top-of-the-line software? So, a good portion of you. How many of you have ever loaded up all your stuff, driven, 60 miles to get to class, you get here, you unload and realize your dongle's on the other computer? There's nothing more frustrating. Or, if your dongle gets lost, that's just too bad. Because they don't replace lost dongles, they don't replace dongles that were caught in fires, they don't replace stolen dongles. If it breaks, they will replace it if it was their fault. If you break it, and you still have the physical dongle, some of the companies will replace it for you for $250 or $300. So if you've got the actual physically broken one and it wasn't their fault. And that's pretty much how it works. Well, we don't need a dongle. We're serial number driven. So when you buy my software, you buy a box, you open it up, and there's a serial number in there. You type it in and register. You get one activation. However, as soon as your software is up, you can email me through the software and say, I got another computer. And we will say, go ahead and install it. We'll give you another activation. Well, I don't know what happened, but I just clicked and everything in my computer wiped out. No problem. Let us know. We'll give you another activation. We're not trying to work against you. We're trying to work with you. So we will work with you as far as getting extra activations. New operating systems out, Windows 7. We work on ME, XP, Vista 32, Vista 64, and we already run just fine on Windows 7. You don't wait for the patch. We're ahead of the game. The system's coming out a good year and a half before it comes out. As a software programming company, you get copies of all this stuff. You can make your stuff work in enough time if you care enough. So we work on all systems. The second thing I think is very important, and we will run on a Mac as long as you are running a Windows parallel universe. If you have Boot Camp or Parallel or Leopard, you can run our program on a Mac if you've got that Windows parallel version running. The next thing that's very important is, how many of you have bought version 10 of the latest and greatest software? You just love it. They told you it had all these wonderful features and you bought it. You haven't even learned to use it. You haven't got your full bunch of classes before, guess what? They come out with a new version. But don't worry. We know we paid $2,000 for the first version, or you could have got it on sale for $18.99 or something. And now, if you want to get up to the latest version, we're only going to charge you somewhere between $600 and $800. We're not going to charge you another $2,000. But this goes on like a vicious cycle. Every couple of years, your software gets new stuff, and they take more money. Well, with Floriani, all of your updates are free. You'll never be charged again to own our software at the latest version. And we don't play the upgrade rule. Well, I said updates. I didn't say upgrade. It's all the same to us. If you buy your software at this point in time, your updates are free as long as you've got software, you're breathing, and the computer's breathing. You've got software. Now, if that policy changes in the future, if we decide to start charging for upgrades or updates or whatever you want to call them, it will not affect anybody that's bought now. You are grandfathered in, and your updates will be free. We add tools, we add features, we enhance something that maybe you said, I wish it would work this way instead of this way. We enhance what we've got, and we have continued to upgrade this